your brain needs to be able to trust you if you're struggling with anxiety. So sometimes our anxiety comes about because in the world in which we lived growing up, we faced a lot of danger. Things weren't safe for us, things weren't reliable. But sometimes we find ourselves now as adults in a safe world, in a safe environment, but our brain does not trust us. Our subconscious mind does not trust you to take care of yourself, to advocate for yourself. So that's what I want to talk about today. Now, we live in a society where self abuse is literally venerated. Perfect example of that, and I'm not downing David Goggins, but if you're unfamiliar with David Goggins, he is an influencer who motivates people and helps them to set forth on a path of determination to accomplish goals. Now, I'm not going to put this man down because if you know his story, this man is amazing. He faced the most horrific child abuse, and he's risen above all that. He became a Navy SEAL, and now he is helping people to move past trauma and struggle and get some grit and gusto and make something of their life. So I'm not going to down that. But I was listening to a story that he was telling about a race that he was running. I think it was a 100-mile race or a marathon, in which he began to literally bleed. When he urinated, blood was coming out from the stress of this extreme physical exertion. And he just kept running and running. And this story went viral. I heard it referred to on other podcasts. Everybody's talking about it. And I'm thinking, this is not healthy. It's possible that your ambition, your drive, even to overcome what happened in your past, can become pathological. So that's what I was left with, the feeling listening to his story. Like, okay, I think it's wonderful. He's doing so much good, motivating, helping people, letting them know you don't have to be a victim. You can rise above anything. Love him for that. But let's face it, his willingness to abuse himself physically in that way, that he would even be bleeding when he urinates as a result of his physical activity, that's exactly what I want to talk about today. The way our culture pushes you, the way your workplace might be pushing you, the way the people in your life and even in your own family might be pushing you to set aside your basic needs, basic self-care for the sake of ambition. Or even if you're a mom, for the sake of your children, you're encouraged, set all that aside. You don't matter. What matters is that you achieve your goals, you get successful, you make a lot of money, you look super fit, you accomplish twice as much as anyone else, you keep up with the Joneses. All of that takes preeminence over basic self-care. I did this. So years ago, as a mom, I put my kids first. I had a farm. I was homeschooling my kids. I was doing 3 times, 4 times, 5 times the amount of work that anyone could possibly achieve. I was averaging about 3 to 4 hours of sleep a night. And when I would think about it, when the thought would cross my mind, maybe this isn't healthy, I would just think, it's called grit. It's called hard work. I prided myself in an incredibly hard work ethic. There's nothing wrong with a work ethic, but what happened was my body fell apart. I wasn't getting the sleep that I needed. My mind fell apart. I ended up with terrible anxiety. And as I began to work on myself and recover, I realized some key essential things. My brain knew that it could not trust me to set boundaries in my relationships, to take care of my basic physical needs. I could be counted on setting all of that aside for the needs of others. Now, while that's great, many of you listening who have anxiety are incredibly kind people. I like to think of myself as a kind person. I don't think it's wrong to put yourself as a mother secondary to your children sometimes, but you can't do it all the time. You cannot sacrifice your health, your relationships, your happiness for your job, for another person, and even for your children. Because if you are not healthy, who's going to take care of them? Who's going to be mentally and physically strong to be there when they need you? So I ended up being so sick, getting so ill with multiple autoimmune diseases, with nervous system dysregulation, that guess what? I couldn't be there for my kids. I had to have assistants taking care of my kids. And it took me over 2 years to regain my health to the point where I could actually take care of my own children. So I thought I was doing good. I was actually abusing myself, and my brain, my subconscious mind learned that I would not advocate for myself. So I want you to think about this. I want you to think about what you're doing right now in your own life. Are you getting the sleep that you need? Are you getting the nutrition you need? Are you just running through drive-through so you could make more money? Are you getting the movement you need? Or are you so tired from all the pressure you're putting on yourself or others are putting on you that you just sit all day and then you come home and sit all night? Are you protecting yourself, setting boundaries in your relationships? How are you talking to yourself? All of these areas of my life, I was abusing myself. But I didn't think it was wrong. I didn't think it was bad because I was doing it for other people. I was doing it because I wanted to be successful, because that is the message of our culture. Grind, 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 never stop. Work harder than everybody else. Work longer than everybody else. Be smarter than everybody else. And then for women, you have to be fitter. You have to be more beautiful. You have to have a baby and look like you've never had children 2 weeks later and fit into your bikini and show up on the beach. Pressure, pressure, pressure. And then we adopt all of this cultural pressure, which, by the way, is mostly put on us to get us to buy products. This is a lot of marketing, advertising pressure to get you to buy that wrinkle cream, that fitness program, that gym membership, to buy those latest clothes. That's a lot of where it comes from. And then if you're the kind of person like myself who's interested in becoming the best version of yourself, so you read books, you listen to podcasts about that, you're getting that constant message again. You're not good enough. You need to be better. You need to do more, get more organized, accomplish more, be more productive. Pressure, pressure, pressure. Now, it's okay to do those things, to make more money, to be more productive, to get fit, to buy new clothes, to take care of your skin. All that's fine. But you have to take care of yourself in a balanced way. The culture tells you to sacrifice yourself for your boss, for your children, for a man, for a woman you're with. And if your subconscious mind does not understand that you can be trusted to take care of yourself, it's going to produce anxiety. So this is a real hidden cause of anxiety that I see very often in my clients. They will come in, they have a good husband, they have a decent job, they have their life lined up, but they neglect self-care because of their ambition. They're cutting back on their sleep, they're not eating right, they're doing too much, they're not taking time for silence and rest. Can your brain trust you? So let me ask you a question. If you're not a parent, I want you to just pretend for a moment that you are. But if you are a parent, also think, would I take care of my child the way I'm taking care of myself? Would I push my child to go on 3 to 4 hours of sleep to accomplish something? Or would I want them to have more sleep because I'd be concerned about their health? Would I push my child to work these long hours, to never have any fun? Often when we put it in the context of someone else, we realize we are abusing ourselves. If you are abusing yourself on a regular basis, your mind gets the message, there's no one advocating for you. You have to be your number one advocate, because if everyone else in your life clears out for whatever reason, you're all you have left. And if you can't be trusted to take care of yourself, to say no, to remove toxic people, no one else is going to do it. So I want you today to think about this. I want you to ask yourself, am I advocating for myself? Am I putting myself first? That sounds so selfish, doesn't it? Oh, putting myself first, that makes me selfish and hedonistic. No, it actually makes you loving and caring, because if you don't love and care for yourself first, you're not going to have the energy to take care of the people that you love. Think about the last time you were super tired, super upset, super frustrated, super stressed, operating on no sleep. How good of a partner were you? Were you the best parent you could possibly be? Were you as productive at the office as you could be if you had had some sleep? We all have a capacity. You do, I do. And no matter how many podcasts you listen to, or self-help books, or even hypnosis you do, you are still not going to exceed the capacity that you have. Some of us can work longer, harder, endure more, and others can't. We all have that capacity. I need a lot of sleep. Maybe you do too. Be good to yourself. So I want you to make a commitment today. I'm making that commitment to take care of yourself, because you deserve it. You deserve it. And if you don't stick up for yourself and advocate for yourself, no one else is going to do this. You are the one person that's going to be there everywhere you go until the day you die. You have to stick up for yourself. So I encourage you to do that today, and I'll talk to you again soon.